area. So, and speaking of Marvelous Marco, actually, I see the word Marvelous right there. So we're going to be seeing Marco facing against, I just had it pulled up again a second ago, Eldrich.
Eldrich. So, okay, Eldrich, also a pretty notable name. I think I've heard on Wi-Fi.
Yeah, she. Well. I'm not sure who she plays, but it's definitely. Okay, so I feel like I've seen Eldrich before. I'm pretty sure I've seen her Rosa before. So yeah, getting into game one, we got Marco versus Eldrich. It's going to be game one here, and I'm actually super interested to see how this matchup changes in terms of the way that Eldrich has to approach this, because they have to understand that the idea behind Galaxy won't work against Marco. Marco's gonna be in your face the whole time.
You can't really pull in a lot of those projectiles, especially against, Toon Link still being a sortie and having enough power in the tank to really knock away Luma a lot of the time. Plus that lethal combo game that Toon Link has at his disposal could be very, very scary as well, especially to a character as big as Rosalina. So we're going to want to see some hot defensive play, I feel like, coming out from Eldrich here this set, since, once Luma is gone, the extra combo links and a little bit of powerhouse that Luma does provide onto Rosa is stripped away, so gotta be careful.
You saw a second ago too that I think Eldrich kind of caught on to like the gameplay of Marco after going for those 2 short hop fairs to break the Luma. It's like, okay, I'm gonna just let Luma be my body block, and I will punish you accordingly after you have committed.
Okay, yeah.
I think that was one of those positions too. It's like, all right, you know what? I messed up. So I'm just going to hold the charge just cuz. Honestly, that's a scary spot too, because Toon Link can just throw out those fairs repeatedly. But one of the fastest options for up smashes in this game, that up smash, just kind of following the floating landing of Rosalina, that's going to be a real problem for Eldrich.
Ooh, here we go. Yeah, back air being a very, very good combo starter into more back airs for Toon Link right here. And we're seeing just Marco just kind of go ham right now on Eldrich, just like swinging as much as they can, trying to get Luma away, using that little tiny sword right there to the best of its ability. And I think that's the play to go for. Try to combo Rosalina as much as you can. Stay in her face. Don't let her have any chance to breathe or set up anything that might potentially get you get a lot of damage on you. If you can just keep applying the pressure, it makes things a lot harder for her.
Yeah, exactly. And really just like the times that Eldrich is most successful is when that Luma is there, so they can put that option in the way and cover things like these landings, cover the aggressive approaches. And Marco has been finding the gaps. It's just, can Marco get the KO first? Because even though Marco has the lead right now, dig deep off stage, look for that potential knockout, and looking for the up B at the ledge, and it's so strong at the ledge, it is definitely going to KO. Marco taking the lead.
It catches so many options, too, for real. Like, depending on when he lets that thing rip, it's almost better to just wait and do a get-up attack and try to react to it or something like that. But that thing can catch you, and it is probably Young Link's most consistent kill move right there.
Oh my god.
Trying to end it all
honestly,
off stage right there.
Normally, I don't agree with that, but in that situation, it's like, well, I mean, if you happen to, you forced Eldrich to go super low because of the double fairs. So if they pull that up E early, that's game. So unfortunately, it didn't work out for Marco, but Marco actually just taking the lead right back, and Eldrich kind of being put on the back pedal once again. Is that it?
That could be it.
That's gonna be it. Committing so hard off stage, and that time Eldrich is like, all right, bet I'm gonna trade with you while we're off stage. And that
you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. You can't be throwing away stocks willy-nilly, because Eldrich, like Rosa off stage, is pretty potent as well. She does have these big hit boxes like down air that can kind of just trade really, really nicely, especially if Luma is within play. So Marco trying to finish his food a little too hard there, managing to get the trade, and unfortunately not being able to move quickly or highly enough to get back to stage right there. How unfortunate.
Yeah, when you look at this match, when you look at that matchup on paper, right? Normally you see that beforehand, you assume we're going to time. You assume it's like, all right, this is going to be a long one. But instead, that was not even the case. Eldrich adjusted accordingly. Granted, got the trade there from an overcommitment off stage, but Eldrich understood pretty quickly how you had to adjust to an aggressive player, and the way that Marco literally doesn't throw any projectiles. Like, the B button doesn't really exist for Marco. It's mostly Zairs, and it's mostly just still strong hitboxes. So I'm interested to see, do we potentially see a small a small bit of projectiles game 2.
I was gonna say
like a boomerang at the ledge. They kind of catch, like, force a lower recovery or something that might maybe catch Eldrich off guard.
I don't see a point in really restricting yourselves, especially in like, if you can get away with it in other matchups where it might be more favorable to use mostly aerials. I can see it, but like, boomerang is so good. Bomb is even pretty decent for knocking opponents up into ranges where you can get following up hits on them, or just making Rosa just have to burn gravity pull or something like that. I feel like constantly trying to win the scrap against Rosalina might not be great, especially if you're forced to run off stage for a lot of your kills. I'd like to see some boomerang to force some options out of Eldrich, because I feel like it's such a good thing. You know, having more options to cut off your opponent's options is never a bad thing.
Yeah, and I know I've seen I've seen Marco respond to these conversations before on Twitter and in chat. Everybody I ask about it, it's like, well, this is just my playstyle. That's how I go about this. And I'm just, the commitment to it is actually, like, it's actually kind of impressive, the fact that Marco is able to do this while literally cutting an entire portion of the toolkit out. And actually just showing that it's not necessary, but gotta consistently avoid, like, now that Marco knows that that's a thing that Eldritch is gonna look for, you gotta be careful on those recoveries now, because what if Eldritch fades back and decides to go for, wow, all right, down air to forward smash. That is, all right, I'm not gonna lie, like, I know Marco's a good player, but just seeing that made me feel like I watched like a day one Toon Link player, and it worked. So that actually worked out for the KO.
Thing is, also, I feel like in a game, obviously with so many characters, you know, there are some characters where are pretty underrepresented. I feel like both Rosa and especially Toon Link are pretty underrepresented in the meta right now, especially online. Like, the only Toon Links I've really seen are like Jissy and Marco. But Marco cleaned it up this game really, really nicely, and I think it might be that lack of matchup experience that you might see. You know, because how many times are you really going to be able to face off against a Toon Link? Like, unless you played Smash 4 a little bit, and even then, he's pretty different in this game.
Very, very different style. And just in general,
well,
like, it's like one of those things where it's like you're fighting against a player's playstyle that is so unique.
It's unorthodox
in terms of how they go with it.
It's
like,
not typical.
Yeah, and usually, pretty much like the Zair takes the place of the projectiles, and Eldrich like really hasn't been able to stop the pressure this time. Like, Marco has constantly called the jumps, putting out all these lingering hitboxes. Oh my goodness! If that worked, that's why Marco committed to that fully, because if that back air connected, that was game. So like, you're already up 2 stocks there. Why not go for it?
Yeah, I mean, there's no harm in it whatsoever. We did see last game, however, Marco getting a little too overconfident in his finishers right there, and managed to slip up a little bit. So you know, anything can happen. Of course, with the restocks on the board, there's not too much of a big threat to Marco right now, but who knows? He might drop this stock right here. Still looking for it right here. I think he's aiming to catch one of these landings with up smash or just a strong hit. It just seems like Eldrich has been just getting overwhelmed this entire game, because Toon Link's frame data is pretty good, and Marco has been doing such an excellent job of kind of dispatching Luma. I want to see some mix-ups here from Eldrich and how to manage Luma a little bit better. I feel like being a good babysitter to Luma is very, very important, because if you're spending most of your game running away from your opponent and not really putting out any hits, it can definitely give the other person the W a little bit.
Honestly, like, the way I watch Marco play Toon Link, I almost feel like I'm like, watch this pressure here, like going with the Zair and then putting pressure in on shield and then making it look like there was a safe landing option there. The amount of times that Marco constantly goes for that short hop up air with that lingering hitbox is almost always there, but it's just like the consistency of that pressure. I feel like I'm watching a Spacey almost. I feel like I'm watching a Fox for instead of Toon Link, the way that Marco pressures with this character. So I'm definitely interested in seeing how the adjustment is made going into this next game. I'm also interested in seeing somebody get this giveaway. We keep trying to give y'all giveaways, and we're gonna be running it back again in a moment. As soon as we get ready to go with this matchup, we're going to get ready to get that countdown started again. This is the final chance in this time frame, I believe, for this giveaway. We'll get some confirmation on that, but you have one more chance. There's a $50 giveaway for this one, but there are still more giveaways for these types of setups. I think we'll just be moving on probably into the HyperX one at the 8:30 margin. But make sure you go to the donation link in the chat that is going to be put there by Community Gaming in a moment, and drop your donations to help not only with the charity, but get an entrance to the giveaway. And also watch as Marco, even with the character switch, still putting on big pressure against Eldrich, who was just finally able to find a back air to get some damage in. But that is a KO, my friend. Goodbye.
Yeah, Marco's just onslaught is just so terrifying. Like, my man has such a good grasp on his advantage state with Toon Link, and I feel like that only comes from playing in the manner that he does tend to play. Like, I feel like a lot more players who tend to rely on projectiles a lot will not have as confident of an advantage as defensive play. But right there, Eldrich putting me to shame right there, just evening up the stock really nicely. I think the switch is going to help him move, move in a lot more easily on Marco to get those hits in, because, you know, Inlking by nature is just a lot more smaller, has a lot more easier of a time to get in on Toon Link, especially just given how quick that Inlking can move. I think Roller's also really perfect for catching the moments where Marco's forced to retreat, or where he's trying to anticipate Eldrich's landing. Oh boy.
Good deep. Yeah, no, don't get up too early. That move has so much. It's such a good lingering hitbox with so many active frames. Like, if you, yeah, there you go. Punish it, that situation. There's been a couple of times where Eldritch actually has almost netted. There we go. That time finding the roller in. Couldn't get the big damage they were looking for before. By that time, Eldritch was able to get net the KO.
Yeah, and it seems like the switch is paying its dividends right now. It allows Eldritch to scrap just a little bit more with Marco in you know, because in close quarters, Inlking does really nicely. You know, it's pretty much all they want to do is just keep scrapping face to face with the opponent. That being said, there, Marco being able to wrap up the stock, it's really just who's going to be a lot tighter in their conversions right here. That was almost a free punish from Marco with the splash.
Yeah, you want to make sure you capitalize on those situations. We're down to one stock apiece. There's a jab block again. Actually looking to cover with the forward tilt. I like the idea. Also, I don't know if that forward tilt, like, not 100% sure, but that forward tilt might have actually moved the hitbox out of the way, maybe, of a get-up attack. Who knows? It could be a big brain play, but either way, currently looking at 50% to 79, but one roller conversion, a one miscued recovery attempt, and this could be a switch in favor of Eldrich.
Marco's coverage here on the ledge, though, very reactionary, doing very nice of a job to kind of anticipate where Eldrich is going to go before they get there. And Marco's been controlling this ledge really nicely. That being said, though, Eldrich does have it. One more landing catch on Eldrich's part is going to be able to wrap up this game. It's very scary. The bomb conversion almost coming out right there. That won't come even nearly close to killing.
Oh, and now we're seeing on the very last stock, the boomerangs, the bombs are coming in. This is going to change up, like, the way that Eldrich has to pay attention. Approaching, and there it is, throwing the boomerang the opposite side to get the roller to come in. And if you overcommit a little bit too far on that roller, you get confirmed into that up smash. First thing was using the bomb because of the fact that they were in a weird recovery spot, and you know, it was able to dip away and get away from that. But wow, like, just holding on to that all the way through. That's like the hat trick of the game right there.
The trap card came out.
Yeah, like, really, they're just like putting it there, anticipating. You're like, you know, they're looking for roller. You're at KO %. As soon as you went all the way over to the other side, welcome to the loving embrace of my up smash. That is a 2-1 victory for Marco.
Like, really, like, Marco waited all set to pull out the projectiles, and I think he needed them a bit more once he realized the opponent was able to engage in close quarters combat with them a little bit better. And Marco did a lot better of a job watching his landings there. Eldrich really couldn't close it out. There were a few opportunities and windows I did see for Eldrich to maximize their punishes that they did miss a little bit. But Marco had it tightened up pretty much the entire way through.
It was only just, like, slightly off too. Like, there's only like just barely missing on those punishes. But what a great set! That was amazing. All these matches have been amazing. Chat, you have been amazing, and I hope you enjoyed our time. We're getting ready to switch off right now to the next set of commentators.